guys, we're here in Boulder, Montana, about to meet Marcel from Germany. We're going to talk a little bit more about how life is here and join him and his host family for a barbecue. Let's go meet him. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, who's this?
That's Mel.
Hi.
Yeah.
We're here with Marcel.
Hello.
Thanks so much for wanting to
Of course.
share your story and just talk about your exchange here.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us, first of all, why you wanted to go on exchange?
I grew up with America, basically, all the shows and Germany being Americanized technically. So I just wanted to experience that.
So you left Germany just before your 11th year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the 10th. So that's the gap, the year where you step into the higher level before you gotta take your end tests.
Mm-hmm. So when you say that Germany is very Americanized, do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
A lot of American words in the German language, for example, our cell phones, we call them handy.
Okay.
So, something like this. And all the German TV shows, English, American productions, trends, American clothing, American. It's basically just all American.
Yeah.
It's like the music, basically just listen to American music.
We talked a little bit about this before, but you actually lived in 2 different places.
Yeah.
During your exchange year?
Yeah, so I started off going to California, and then unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to see it, moved to Boulder, Montana. I started off living with my first host family. They're actually just meant to be a welcome family, so 4 weeks, maybe 5. We had a great start, so they decided to keep me for the rest of the year. I had 2 host siblings. One wasn't much around since she was in college, but my host brother was there. He got in a lot of trouble and stuff, so they had a lot of stress with him. Also, my host sister decided to drop out of college, so that added stress too. So they had to find a new family. And then they had the family here in Boulder, Montana, so I came here.
Yeah. And I mean, you ended up in an amazing family here as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to just tell us a little bit about in that whole process of having to move family, and especially moving across the country to a different state?
Yeah.
How did you feel? How was that?
So for me, it was kind of sad that I had to move from a place that it just grew in so big and so good, but it was fine with me. And, I love traveling. I did before this 1-year exchange a lot of short-term exchanges to France and England and stuff.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. So I grew up living independent and stuff. So I was it's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, yeah.
And so you end up getting your second placement here in Boulder, Montana.
Yes.
What went through your head? Did you know that this was the place?
So they started off saying Montana might be one of the closing states first. So I was okay, Montana. I was it's a different experience, of course. The weather kind of intimidated me at the beginning, but yeah, Montana was different, so I was fine with it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how was it coming to, because Boulder it's not the largest city.
Yeah, so the Californian high school, which had a population or a student count of 1,200 about, is bigger as this town, which has a population of 1,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what was it like driving in here the first time?
So I came in at night, and also with snow, so I didn't really see much. I was pretty exhausted because I traveled 10 hours from California to here. Yeah, so I just was wow, the airport was really tiny. I came in next to the step, I'm already at my baggage claim. I was I'm not used to that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But then we just drove. It was it seemed really pretty with the snow. It came in a blizzard here.
Yeah.
So at night with the lights and the blizzard, it was pretty.
Okay, yeah, that's nice. You got complete contrast.
Yeah, so I came in, see this house looked nice. they actually made me a welcome baggage in my room.
That's
And
so
also
nice.
at the airport, they welcomed me with hat and beanie and gloves. So I'm kind of,
In case you weren't
yeah,
prepared.
yeah, because I wasn't really, I just had one big winter coat
Yeah.
that I bought in California, and that was it from clothing.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about your host family here?
Yeah, so I have host mother, host brother, and host dad, Larry, Crystal, the parents, and Aiden. They're really nice. A lot of animals here, which is pretty nice. 3 dogs and 7 cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of chickens as well. So that's pretty nice.
Which is amazing. And then
Yes.
there's just behind your house, there's also a ton of cows and
Oh yeah, we live
mountains.
right next to
This
the, yeah. This is basically the ultimate rural experience. This is a very welcoming town. So when I came here, everyone's like, oh hey, took me in and stuff. Yeah, it's this town is not about doing stuff or the opportunities for having adventures. Is more about the people being really nice and tight. One nice thing about this town, I think, is when I walk around or go to school, go for a run, cars that come your way. You don't know the people in the car, but they still say hello and wave at you, and it's that's pretty nice.
And so how was the first day? I'm guessing it wasn't as intimidating then, because you'd already done your first day in high school in California.
Yeah, so my first day was weird, of course, because I come from this big school with 9 buildings to this one school. It was the hallway, you can walk to the school and back in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone was very welcoming. The teachers were nice, and already since I've known high school, how it works from California, could arrange my schedule so that it's really easy for me, and everything is really convenient.
So what kind of classes are you taking here now?
So personal finance, which really is helpful for the life after school. It's a senior class. Then I have a weights period, so I lift weights. Then there's lunch, and then English, history, and statistics.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so after school, you told me you're doing
Track. Yes.
Track,
Yeah,
right?
track after school. Do 2 events: javelin, which is the spear, and the 1 mile. So yeah, I gotta split my practice in 1 day running and 1 day throwing. Javelin is my main event. I just do the mile for fun, if you can say. But yeah, so there's also a lot of people whenever you feel like it, you can do the actually exhausting part of running, or the more easier part of throwing.
Yeah, so you can kind of combine them, which is really nice.
Yeah, but I need to I run after school and at home, so I can concentrate more on throwing during practice, because I actually have my coach there who can coach me and stuff.
That's nice.
And running is just you run. Not much coaching for the long distance.
Right. And so have you made a lot of new friends through track? Did that help when you first got to the school?
Track season didn't start after 2 months after I came to school.
Oh, okay.
So first, I just made friends through school, and basically everyone I knew was already also in track. But I also met a lot of people through track.
Just coming to the States for the first time from Germany, what was it like transitioning into... Do you want to introduce who that is?
So yeah, that's Sammy, one of the 3 dogs. Say hi, Sammy. Say hi to the camera.
So, moving to the States.
Yes.
What was it like transitioning into English full time?
Oh, not much, because I studied English since the 2nd year of high school for me, so 2nd grade. I listen to a lot of English stuff. My shows, series, films, movies, watch them in English to learn the language and stuff.
That's
so I was
nice.
pretty fluent already in English before. Yeah, I got pretty lucky with that one.
So what do you and your friends here do in
So-
your free time?
This is a tiny town, so the biggest spot to go to if you want to do something is the Boulder River, which is a restaurant. They have pizza and stuff, and they have a playroom with air hockey and
Fun.
pool. So you can do that, but mostly drive around. So because everyone basically has a license here,
Yeah.
so you just drive around, listen to some music, have fun.
Yeah, which is really classic small
Yeah, it's
town.
Small town is the
kind of
biggest
activity.
activity. And number 1 is go and drive around. Yeah.
Right. I've noticed there's a lot of kind of outdoorsy
Yeah, you
activities around here as well?
You can go hiking and stuff here because there's like forests and a lot of mountains around here. So that's something nice to do. Since the altitude is so high, like we're not used to it as exchange students coming from like a very low altitude.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets exhausting, but it's fun.
Really?
Definitely fun
Do you
to
notice that, like doing practice, for example?
Yeah, like when we go higher on the hikes, sometimes I start running just to like feel the like higher air pressure and altitude.
Yeah.
And it's definitely more challenging, but I think it helps more because if I go back to Germany, I am practiced to this altitude, and down there it's lower, so I can have more like time. I can run more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a real big advantage.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that if any of you guys have any questions about transferring states or about Montana or California, I'm sure that Marcel is more than happy to answer those.
Sure.
So we'll include his contact info in the box below. But thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with us.
Anytime.
It's been so fun learning more about life in Montana and seeing how beautiful it is, but it actually started snowing this morning, so now we're heading out towards the coast and to our next student. Make sure to subscribe so you can watch our videos as they come out.